Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Thursday, February 24th, 2022. I would imagine you already know what is going on, what is being reported widely, the photographs, the videos. Well, seems pretty real to me. It looks like Russia has indeed, as the Pentagon just warned yesterday, was imminent. Well, an invasion of Ukraine is underway as I am doing this video blog. Now, if we were to look over at the market, it's doing exactly what you and I would expect it to do here. Stock futures are down across the board. Dow futures are down over 800 points. Trading doesn't start for about 1 hour. Okay, we'll see how that plays out moving forward. I explained to you that if bullets start flying over there, you would see a sharp sell-off in global markets, and that's exactly what's going on here. I also explained to you that you would see other things. Energy. Look, people, we are in a full-blown energy crisis. Brent crude is over $105 a barrel. WTI is the one most of us look at here, is over 100. That was my target. I had said from a long time ago, we will see $100 crude. Well, we're here now. Obviously, I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing today, let me tell you. We're going to see crude much, much higher. I would probably venture to guess we're going to see $120, $125 crude. Natural gas is gone parabolic yet again. Europe right now literally is in a full-blown energy crisis, and it's just a matter of time before it gets much worse here in the United States. This is going to sweep the globe. I've been warning about this now for a while. I hope you are ready for it. If you want exposure to commodities, because commodities in general, people are taking off. I told you how to take advantage of this. Look at ticker PDBC. PDBC. It's a good way to get exposure to commodities. I also explained to you that you should be looking at oil and gas companies here. I have this all posted on my website, traderschoice.net. Go look at that. What will I be doing this morning for my lions out here? I think it's pretty obvious. I will be buying banks, okay? I will be buying banks. I will continue to buy the banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Bank of America moving forward here. This is, look, I've told all of you to keep some powder dry, my lions out here, for this exact reason. If, in fact, war would break out, I told you, you would see the stock market take a hit. I said keep some powder dry. People, look, I'm not looking to capitalize here on war. I capitalize on the market. And, because I understand what's going to happen to me. The same thing happened during COVID when I said get long COVID and I got attacked. Oh, Greg's looking to capitalize on people getting ill. That's not true. I'm looking to capitalize on the market, period, the freaking end. And I've been saying get long Ukraine. Yeah, we've seen this. Look, what's going on here is just so obvious to me. It should be obvious to you too. We had the threat, if you want to call it that, of the Federal Reserve aggressive rate hikes moving forward. Do you really believe, honestly, think about what I'm going to tell you. Do you sincerely believe right now, in light of what is going on right now, that the Federal Reserve is going to actually raise rates in any kind of meaningful way? How about no? What this does right here is give the Federal Reserve the excuse that it has been looking for. They're partying right now. People at the Federal Reserve, you want to talk about people looking to capitalize on war? It's the banks. It's the central banks of the world that finance it all, okay? They're over there doing cartwheels around the office at the Federal Reserve because now they might not, who knows what they're going to do. I still believe they're going to raise rates next month, but it's going to be fractional. It's not going to matter. This gives them the excuse to inflate people. And again, this is much, much bigger. We are going to see more arms deals. They're already happening. They're already happening. A flurry of arms deals around the world. This is going to lead to another Cold War, another expansion of the war machine here, an arms race. Who finances all this? It's the central freaking banks. You all know that, or at least you should. It's so freaking out of control. We're seeing people, look, you all know where we're going. And again, nothing is what it seems to be. Honestly, the world is governed by central banks. They're pulling the strings everywhere. And they're going to... How many times have I said you're going to see things that you can't believe moving forward? And this is just all part of it. Do you seriously believe, again here, that energy prices skyrocketing, that they didn't have this in their back pocket here? Look, I've told all of you for years, that if you're a member of the middle class, you have a target on your face. This is not just about Russia, Ukraine. This is about an elimination of an entire class of people on a global scale, squeezing them to death. The well-off people and the rich, they can fly right through all this. They're going to do that while the rest of the world just suffers. I mean, we are sincerely in the middle of, no, maybe in the end game, of this wipeout, extermination of an entire class of people globally. And they're going to use every mechanism possible to make it happen. You know what I would be worried about? Another false flag, something really big. We'll see how that plays out. Because again, you know, people, I don't even have to cover this anymore. You all understand what's going on, I think, better than anybody else. It's not just about markets. It's so much bigger than that. Anyway, I was writing down some stuff here. I mean, the first thing that popped into my head this morning was human suffering, honestly. And I've been explaining to you that this is something that we're going to see a lot more of moving forward. People are dying. I want you to think about that. Okay, people are dying right now. And I think, you know, when you're in another part of the world and you're kind of disconnected from that, I couldn't sleep last night. I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting here in my bed and I'm thinking about, you know, if I were in a part of the world, maybe even in Ukraine or somewhere, and there's bombs going off and I'm worrying if the next one's going to hit me or whatever it might be. You know, the people are afraid. It's a terrible thing what we're witnessing right now. You know, my grandfather served in World War II, and he told me these words, and I'll never forget it. He goes, Greg, people glorify war. He goes, but let me tell you something. Unless you've been there, you have no idea. He would say these words to me, Greg, war is hell. That's what he would say to me. War is hell. And I would be willing to bet he was right because he was there. I mean, how can you argue with that? Anyway, this stuff affects people. My dearest friend in the world, Edward Hall. You all know him. I've talked about him many, many times. He's currently living with me right in my house. I'm taking care of him. World War II veteran, one of the last survivors of Pearl Harbor. He can't even talk about that day. One day. It affected him so badly. He still cries till this day. 8 decades later. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so don't lose sight on the bigger picture here. That people are dying and people are suffering. And none of this is by accident, people. It's a terrible thing, the world we live in today. And I think the powers that run it all, the central banks, they have a lot more in store for all of us. So anyway, people, surging energy prices, this is just the beginning, okay? I've been covering this at length for a very long time. This is going to play right into this global inflationary event that we are currently in, and you haven't seen anything yet. I've been using those exact words. You haven't seen anything yet for a very long time. So if what we're seeing right now, people, you should expect all of this. You should have expected it. I tell you all the time, expect things that you can't even believe to come down the pike. But this is all part of the grand plan. This is a global takeover of central banks. They're taking over the world. Over the freaking world. And they will use any mechanism possible to make it happen. If they have to twist world leaders, cause them to do things All of them. Okay, I'm talking about Frankenstein, Bidenstein, Putin, all these freaking people, they're all puppets. If you believe for a nanosecond that, again, the world is run by presidents, dictators, monarchs, whoever, then you are sincerely deluded. You have no idea what's going on here. Central banks control the entire global monetary system, which means they rule the freaking world. Okay? They're the ones pulling the strings. They are the puppet masters, and people are suffering at the behest of these institutions and the Fed and all central banks. Okay? That's where we stand. And you people, again, look, if you think what's coming down the pike, if you think you know what's coming down the pike, amplify that by tenfold and maybe you're in the right spot. And I hope you're ready. I really, really do. We're going to see things that you can't believe moving forward. And they're going to throw things at us that are going to shock us all. But always have the high ground, people. Be prepared for anything. Okay, yes, you should have some kind of preparations made, whether that's a stash of food and water, some mechanism to protect yourself. You need to get together with like-minded people. These are just no-brainers here. But from a financial standpoint, look, we all knew this was going to happen. I've been explaining to you for weeks now that if bullets start flying over there, watch for this market to take a hit. I told you how I was going to play it. I have explained to you how you should position your portfolio. Sure, the stock market looks like it's about to take a hit, but are you looking at gold and silver? Gold and silver are taking off right now. Silver's higher by over 3%, gold over 2.5%. You got to have your portfolio hedged, and if you want to take that to the next level here, start looking into commodity ETFs, exchange traded funds, PDBC, like I explained to you. And if you are so inclined, look for value. In my view, the banks are it. You need to be here. In my experience, in my view, the opening bell. Okay, I will be buying the banks at the open. Just so you know, that's what I plan to do, and I will continue to buy as long as I am able here, with regard to the banks. Anyway, there's so much. Look. In events like this, and I hate to say it this way, but there's opportunity too. You don't have to be destroyed just because other people are. And I don't think that's a bad state of mind to be, but keep in mind that people are dying right now. I don't know. Anyway, I hate thinking about that. I really, really do. Anyway, what else is going on here, people? Cryptocurrencies, yes, they are under some pressure right now. I think Bitcoin is around 35,000. You know my take on this, why we're holding it. You do what you want with it, and that's all. I'm not going to cover that just again. Apparently, we're going to get first-time unemployment claims this morning. I'm not even going to cover that right now because frankly I don't really give a damn. It doesn't matter. It's going to be an abysmal number. It's always abysmal, and the numbers are all fake anyway. So what the freak ever. So people, look, the story is very simple. Apparently there is some kind of military action going on over there, and the market is reacting. Stock futures down across the board. Energy is off the freaking Richter scale right now. I am going to be raising my price target on WTI, okay? I always talk about WTI. We did hit my 100 target. We're going much higher. 120, 125. No surprise to you. How long have I told you that energy crude is going much, much higher? I don't know how long I've been explaining that to you. And that is going to happen. Now, with regard to this market, just real quick, sharp sell-off. You knew it was coming. I'm not sure it's over, but I expect a rebound. I really do, because the Fed is going to keep rates lower for longer. Listen to me. I covered this in my top 5 trends for 22. Lower for longer. This gives central banks around the world the green light that they've all been looking for, they've been waiting for, foaming at the freaking mouth over. Now all they can do is print and print and print, and that's exactly what they're going to do. You're going to see inflation skyrocket around the world, and you think that's by accident? Really? What you probably can't expect is some kind of price controls. down the line. But we'll talk more about that later on. But I think you already know that. Anyway, what else is there to say, people, right now? Let's just keep our eyes on this. And I think you and I got it covered from every freaking angle you can think about. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. I want to hear from you. Please place some comments here. I will read the comments. And I don't know, people. Look, this has got me pretty upset. Like I said, I barely slept that night, thinking about what's going on. Imagining if I was someone over there in a combat zone. Imagine if you were there right now, or anywhere in the world where your life is threatened. It's not a good thing. I guess our lives are always under some kind of threat with this global takeover that's going on right now. Central banks. It's central banks, people. It's the freaking, they're a curse upon the world. And they're getting what they want. They're working towards their end game, which is to be the one world government. They already control the financial system on a global scale. That already gives them more power than you can possibly imagine. And that power is going to expand greatly, especially if we get another big false flag event and this, what appears to be a regional war, starts to grow. We'll see what they pull off. But be ready for anything. People, how many times have you heard me say that? Be ready for any freaking thing. This guy here loves you a lot, people, and I mean that. I'll see all of you later.